Thank you for joining us for the 2-minute drills. I'm Aram Tolegian, joined by Fred J. Robledo. Freddie, it feels like just yesterday that I was 30 pounds lighter. It was 100 degrees outside, and we had no idea what was about to come. And here we are 3 months later playing for CIF championships. That's the toll a football season takes on you. But we're still here. We're still going. And we have a very, very good one coming up on Friday night, taking place at La Mirada. The place where champions are built.
That's right. Defending CIF and state champion, La Mirada.
Yes, exactly. La Mirada, 11-2, hosting Edison.
Yes.
A team from Orange County. Edison enters at 12-1. Again, 7 o'clock kickoff here. This is for the Division 3 championship.
Well, let's set this up, Aaron. These teams have lost 3 games between them. You know what they lost to? Between them, Mater Dei and St. John Bosco, the 2 teams playing the Division 1 championship.
Right.
La Mirada lost to both of them. Edison lost to Mater Dei. Edison lost to Mater Dei 42-0. La Mirada lost 48-0.
Right.
Pretty similar. So you can look at it. You throw away those games. These are basically 2 undefeated teams who've had, very great seasons.
Right.
I think what La Mirada is going to have to really battle this week, Aram, is the emotion of Edison. I don't know if you've realized this. Their coach Dave White, 31 years. This is his final game. Assuming they don't win and go to the championships next year. But this is his final season. They're trying to set him out with the CIF championship.
Oh, it's been great. Yeah.
That's going to be very difficult, for a team. They've been that team of destiny who's, I think they've won now. That was the beginning of the year. So they've won 12 straight since season opening loss. So, it's going to be a tough game for them.
Here's the thing, though, Freddie. We can do more competitive scoring than that.
Yeah.
They come from the Sunset League, Edison does. They won that league this year, needless to say. Second place team out of that league was Los Alamitos. That's the team that La Mirada beat last week, 36-20. And now here comes the champion of that league. So that means that Edison also played Los Alamitos. And that game, I believe the score was 17-9 that Edison beat. Yeah, it was 17-9. So they have a common opponent besides Mater Dei. La Mirada beat them by 16, scored 36. Edison beat them by 8 and scored 17. So that paints a pretty picture for La Mirada. The key thing after that scare against Lucerna that La Mirada had, they were a banged up team going into that game, and they still might be a little shaky injury-wise, but they got their stud running back, Nick Hernandez, back. And if you think back to last year, Freddie, the way CJ Loago really kind of carried that whole postseason run at running back and just had an amazing season, Nick Hernandez is capable of doing that. He's a bowling ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a text from a buddy last week during their game saying this La Mirada running back's a bull. He's back from injury, and you saw what a difference it made last week as you thought, hey, maybe La Mirada's vulnerable after this Lucerna loss. And all they did was come out and take care of business against Los Alamitos.
And they have Tristan Meyer, who's thrown for 2,200 yards,
the quarterback,
35 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And you look at La Mirada, all year long, they're still averaging almost 196 yards on the ground, Aaron.
Right.
5 guys with 200 or more yards. They don't have to spread it around. And then you bring the guy back that you just said. Makes a big difference.
Right. Tristan Meyer, the only player, Freddie, that we cover at the luncheon on Monday that had 2 plates. And he's a quarterback. Well, he had 2 plates. I don't know why the lineman, running back, linebacker type.
You didn't have 2 plates?
I didn't have 2 plates. My 1 plate was pretty good, but this kid had 2 plates. I was impressed. So he eats like a lineman, but he plays like a QB.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing. This is a kid that's won, a CIF title, a state championship already. He's been in big games. Nothing rattles him. They have that balance. They have Machete calling the shots. I know this is a feel-good story for Edison, and it really is. Dave White is a class guy. We've all heard about him, read about him. We didn't cover him because, this is our area.
Also quarterback Griffin O'Connor, who's thrown for almost 3,000 yards, 33 touchdowns. I mean, they're kind of similar passing-wise in how much they like to throw the ball. They're also a little balanced on offense. They can run the ball a little bit. What is that? What is the CalPreps projection on this game, Aaron?
Here we go again, man. 1-point win for La Mirada, 28-27. This is a tight game.
And that doesn't factor in the part that we just talked about with Coach Dave White being in this last year.
Right.
And look, we're going to get into projections right now. As much as I love La Mirada, I love feel-good stories, Aram. And football is such a game of emotion. And you talked about it being 1 point on paper. Such a game of emotion. I can see Edison in that locker room before this game, coach giving that speech, and this team going out there and doing enough of what it takes. They've got to be a little hungrier than La Mirada, who won it last year, who won a state, almost lost that game to Lucerne in the playoffs. I think I like Edison in a close game to win this game on Saturday night. I'm going with Edison.
Last week we tried to explain heart, pride, trust to Freddie. We even had to tweet a still shot of Freddie understanding that, and he still doesn't quite get it.
Edison.
No. La Mirada, to sit here and say La Mirada on its home field is going to come out anything less than emotional itself with a championship on the line is crazy. But emotional nonetheless.
Yeah.
And believe me, Machete will have his guys charged
31 years that guy's been there. They're going to send him out with a championship.
Look.
That's how it works.
It's not how it works.
That's how it works.
It's not how it works in this situation. I have La Mirada in this game because Hernandez is back. They have that offensive balance back. They have the speed edge, which is key. Yes, I do think this is going to be a close game, and yes, emotion will play a part. But to sit here and think that Edison's going to come out this high and La Mirada is going to be flat, absolutely not going to happen.
They're going to be flat. I just think they're going to...
They're going to be equally high, and they have their own reasons.
I don't think they'll be equally high. I think Edison has a little bit more to play.
No, La Mirada has its own... It's a championship game.
We'll find out. We're going to find out.
It's a championship game.
That's why they play the game.
And you know what they say about being high? Eventually it wears off, Fred, and then you got to play the second half. Okay. And then it's a football game, and it's guy against guy, talent against talent.
At the end of the day, like
give me
you said,
the team that's been there, the quarterback that's been there, the running back that's been there, the coaching staff that's been there, the running back that changes the whole dynamic in Hernandez. La Mirada, man, they've taken care of these big games now recently. I'm taking La Mirada to repeat as a CIF champion. But like you said, this looks like a very close game on paper, and it probably will be. But in that case, give me the home team, the experienced QB in Meyer, and we'll see what happens. This is on Friday night at La Mirada. Get out there early. Half of Orange County is going to be there. All of La Mirada is going to be there. So you're going to want to be there probably by Thursday at 2 p.m.